am back again. I just literally put the cut off Call of Duty Ghosts, and now I'm hopping right over to my Paragon gameplay. And today, what I really want to do is, since it is really hard to try to figure out how to get everything inside of 15 minutes with the normal stream, instead of having to go and deal with the editing, because I really want to get it straight to you guys. I want you guys to see it's uncut. It's just me being me while I'm playing the game. And a lot of guys asked for my deck build and how to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to start off with that and see if it lets me stream from the actual deck itself. It may cut out. So let's see. It actually works still. So what we have here is my overall deck build for Kallari. And what I started out with is, well, actually the first item I'm going to go ahead and get is probably going to be my Assassin's War, because I want that bit of penetration at the start to completely ignore the 33 armor, the 40, 50 armor, however much armor the players start out with at the beginning. I want to ignore that. I'm going to start out with 16, so I'm going to ignore at least half right out of the gate. And it has I have a strike and a dire pierce on it, and I swap in between the major strike and the dire pierce, just depending on whether or not the guys on the other team are deciding to gear up against my physical damage or not. And if they're not, then I just go completely with strike. And if they're going to decide to add some armor, I'm going to add a little bit of pierce to negate that. Okay, now we're getting off of that. I also have a Thirst Fang on here with a major strike and 2 lesser drains. I would rather have 2 minor strikes if I could, but I'm out of minor strike tokens, so I can't get away with that. So I decided to go with 2 lesser drains instead on it, which is going to bring my total lifesteal up to around 30-ish, I think. I could be off on that. I haven't actually done the math. I just remember what it was before. You get 10 from Thirst Fang once it's completed by itself, plus the extra 0.5. That puts me at 15. I was sitting in the 20s, so possibly 30 lifesteal now. Wind Carver Blade, just for the added speed that comes with it. Also a little extra damage. Filled entirely with strike cards. I want to use my full 60 at the end of this. Void Steel Dagger with Sinister Pierce and a minor strike and another strike. Stalker's Key, I'm going to be running that. You know, it's all lifesteal in that one, but it's also for when I actually want to jungle and get the harvesters going, give my team that early advantage. So we're going to be having the 2.5 off of that, plus an extra 15. So that's 17.5 plus the 15. Is that someone knocking? Give me a second on this, guys. Let me double check and make sure no one's not knocking at the door. Double negative. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go back over to the play screen, and I'll be right back. Okay, so there was no one at the door, and luckily the TV's giving off enough light, but I don't have to leave the light on for it. So let's jump right into this play. Search for games. Hopefully I don't spend too much time waiting on that, and I can actually go and look back at the deck while I wait. Okay, so the Blade of Gore strikes. Stalker's Key drains. Void up, and here goes our match. Let's get it going. Let's test this out. This is going to be my first game with this build, so hopefully it's not terrible. Let's try seeing what we can do, and hopefully my team picks people to accommodate the character I'm going to try to play with, which is Kallari. All right, we have a Gideon, we have a Greystone, so we actually do have some defense in Greystone, some offense in him. We really need another heavy. We need another. Well, I mean, I'm not knocking Twin Blast ability to put out physical damage, but we definitely need another big guy to push the lane. So here's hoping that works. It's all on Win Barreto to see who he picks. I really don't want to switch off the character because my goal for this entire video was going to be Kallari. And we have a Chimera, so that works out perfectly. Actually, I'm going to cut that light back on because it's gotten pretty dark. I do prefer to play the game with the lights off, but let's see. Let's try it this way. And lock in with Kallari, and hopefully I can be useful to my team this game. Now my goal starting out right away is going to be basically not to get kills unless I see opportunities, but at first it's just going to be to get, you want to, and that's with any character, you want to try to control the lane at the same time while making sure you're getting those last hits to get as much card power as possible. But at the same time, don't overreach. It's not worth dying and giving them that easy extra couple hundred CP for you getting greedy for a little bit of amber. Wait your turn, and as soon as the harvesters come up, I'll try to get both of my team's harvesters going. And after that, I'll try to make my way from left lane to right lane and get those two side harvesters up too. A lot of people ignore those, and that's a terrible idea, especially early on. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one first. And a lot of people ask me why I would want to use a ward, and God, I really sat that in a bad spot for this one, didn't I? Should probably have had my streaming camera top left hand instead of bottom right hand, but it was set up for COD. Okay, on your way to right lane. Now we have a pretty good split. I see Chimera's left already, Gideon's right, and Greystone, for whatever reason, is still at the base. Please don't tell me he's disconnected. Hopefully he's just taking his sweet time getting out of there. And the first ability I go with Kallari is always my invisibility, and I know people do it differently, but I do the invisibility just to give me the option to kind of punk other players into going back into the reach of the tower and giving my teammates the chance and myself the chance to collect some extra well-needed CP, especially when you're starting off at level 1. Okay, so I know I can't take that much damage early on, so I'm gonna wait till the minions meet. And like later gameplay, you don't have to pay any attention to the minions as far as the damage they deal with. Not very much, depending on the character you have. Kallari's pretty squishy, but I have enough lifesteal from her where it makes up for it. He took that hit. But no need to get greedy here. Let's see what we have. Alright, that man's gonna be dead sooner than later. He's gonna cap that. If I had seen that coming, I cannot save you, twin. I'm so sorry that is an asshole move of me, but that would have been a guaranteed death sentence for the 3 of those guys. And that Greystone is still here, and that is always good to see, but I'm about to lose Invis, so I'm going to drop off into the jungle and go right back in. So hopefully he is still doing that stuff. He is not. Some CP going. Somebody got him. Chimera did the job. Ow. Yes. Like that Murdoch's pretty decent. Card power stacking pretty early. See if I can hit 9 in this run. See a Finn Mile is coming, so I'm gonna go ahead and let my teammate know, careful mid lane. And I'm gonna fall back to the tower and spend my points on the key next. I know it adds a little bit of life still, that's not really what I'm after. I legitimately just want the key to get these harvesters. Well, one person on our team has already got a harvester up, which is always a plus. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, with this stuff, let's keep going, put it in this slot, and get right back out there. You really want to spend as little time as possible out of your lane. Because you see right now, our minions are being pushed, so I can only assume that there's someone in the middle. Alright. I'm digging that name that guy has. I've been styling on you. Let's see. I'm sorry I said that so wrong. I'm styling on you. You've got to know the difference between YOU and YA. Looks like our Gideon's pushing that right lane pretty good on his own if it's just him. God, the attack speed is so bad at the start. Get those points. Now I'm seeing they push 3 to that side. try to go left. I don't know how useful I am this early in the building stages. I really haven't added any damage yet outside of that first card. But I'm going to try to at least go ahead and save my Greystone. See, just that one little ability gives me the opportunity to really annoy the living hell out of the enemy team. And just that one move will make him think twice about it, back up, and let me get another run at these minions he's leaving abandoned. Totally missed that. Terrible. He decided to come back out, so I wanna... Yo, he's stacking the field with these little trip mine things. And first kill with Kallari already at the 6-minute mark, and I'm gonna go right back to these minions because I know even if someone comes, let's get this ward out and start keeping stuff safe. All right, unlock my ultimate. I'm sitting on a decent bit of card power at this point. I am not going to leave my teammate here by himself just yet. I know he really wants to work his tower, so that is what we're going to work on with him. Oh, we are down to our last main, and I need to get the hell out of here. Break that one. This one. Get this one. And there's a sizable amount of damage to be taken him on the screen, but at this point he's only hitting about 300 anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna already check this harvester. See what I have on here. And see, with that little bit of life steal I have going now, my damage it's really just evening out with the level 1. So now I can actually, even without going for defense, I can actually afford to just stay in the jungle and try to get life points back off of the minions that they leave here. Muggle out a little bit of extra card power for the time being. Alright, now it's time to get into my favorite part of the build, which is actually starting to add damage to Kallari. You already see that her visibility gives her the opportunity to do a lot of damage in really short periods of time. So I'm kind of going to work towards that, not just yet. I don't want to go for that card. I'll go ahead and add this. I'm going to step around that part of that card until I can tell if they're going to add armor or not. So let's go ahead. He has armor pin. Alright, so they do have physical armor starting and works under Greystone, and he's probably going to be the biggest threat in the team. So I am definitely going to start wanting to ignore that. Taking him out. Careful mid lane. I can see I'm hitting 70s instead of those, what was it, 48s I was hitting before. He's going to continue overreaching, it looks like. So for me, that is a great thing. Kallari is the person that capitalized on your enemy's mistakes, and I am definitely going to do it. And just because of that simple mistake. He's just giving our team a big boost. And it's starting to look more and more lopsided with us beating them 6-3, with me having extra 3 card power to sit on. And I'm gonna leave this up to Twin. Nah, I see Greystone is going now, so. And pretty much that attack out of stealth and that dagger will do enough damage to them each time to scare the living shit out of them, at least make them think they're about to die. And he is once again outside of his reach. And here comes, Mr. Dagger throw. Twin Blast, get out of there. Hopefully he bought his escape. If he didn't, he is SOL. Have a Kallari on their team? Oh, I didn't even realize it. That could have been a crucial misstep, not noticing that they actually had a Kallari who could potentially step in and deal a lot of damage to me in a really short amount of time. See, now he's paranoid, he's checking his back, he's wondering where the hell I went. And I want to be right back doing the same thing I did earlier, which was low mana. Are you serious? Out of mana. Alright, now I'm gonna go right back to jungle, and we've gotten a decent lane presence, taking out one of the towers. When you're seeing things like that coming from your team and you're not having to be overly active, you can pretty well get comfy and realize that they're gonna hold you pretty good in this fight, and you don't have to be try-hard and trying to do everything. It's easy, they're kidding. Easy, taken down. Alright. Check all these harvesters and get that one on the right side going. I got a little carried away. Oh my god, I did not check this harvester. It's also very well appreciated if you're not the one jungling and everyone jungles, since everyone wants the freaking attack buff. Do I have enough mana to get over there?
Enemy tower destroyed.
I may have bitten off more than I can chew. I have no mana. Save me. Save me, Gray. Good job. Good job. Alright, what I need to do now is get the hell out of here before that Murdoch comes back, because I am going to be the first person he looks to. I'll let him know I'll be right back, and I probably stayed longer than I should have in that run, but I really wanted to make sure that my Greystone was okay and had the advantage over theirs, and it definitely helps out making it 2 versus 1, especially when it's only a 1 level difference. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and put a Dire Pierce on here, since I can see that he's planning on stacking armor. Final benefits of this. I mean, there's no real big buff to add all of that in right now, and I'm already sitting at 10 life steal, which is nice. So I'm going to go ahead and start start focusing a little bit more pinning damage and come back to that lifesteal at a later point in the build. The only reason I get it that early is because I want to be able to. Let me get killed off of that one. Because I'm not going to be able to help my team out by getting towers up, but it seems that someone else on the team is already doing it, and I'm going to come over here and try to help. Help my team out on this one. See what they have, so I can see for sure that they have their own Kallari, which I am going to target her first. And that is how you push the hell out of a lane. Come in and give your teammate assistance when you see opportune times in Kallari. My damage still isn't that high yet, it's only 90s, but it is a lot better than the 48 I started out with. I'm going to go ahead and get this one here up if the enemy hasn't already beat me to that, and bump up the strength on my ultimate. So here's where that 3-second harvester time comes in handy. I can still beat. Got me. Did not realize they were inside of a tower, but got the kill that my teammate probably couldn't have gotten, so not too many reasons to be sad about that. Okay, let's get this one going. Minor strike. Up that damage. There we go. The worst part, and I repeat, the worst part of this game is the harsh times you have when you are kicked out of it. I mean, when you're the guy going on the killing spree and not dying much, it's awesome. So far, I'm in tied. Oh no, our Chimera is 7-2. That guy is beast mode right now. But so far, not doing so bad this game at a 3-1 with the squishy character. I've kind of been overstepping and doing more than I should, especially on that last blind-eyed attack I did. But it definitely helps your teammates out to know that you are willing to play aggressive and even die to make sure you can punish the enemy. And that makes the enemy team a little bit more wary of what the hell are you doing with Kallari. I'm gonna try to go ahead and see that this harvester get a little too close to full, and I don't like to come back here that often for it. Actually, I think it would be a good idea if I decided to jungle for a bit. Pretty sure on the offensive end, our Chimera has it handled, but I do see that their Kallari is pushing mid, and our Twin Blast is going right at it. So I'm gonna go in ahead. Okay. Get that one up. Give him a little bit of cover. Go right back into the jungle. Usually by this point I've tried to thrown a life potion on, a hit point kill, or whatever you want to call it. But seeing as my team is doing really well and I haven't died that much yet, I think we'll be able to get by just fine with me waiting to stick that on a little bit longer. I would definitely recommend getting it on as soon as you can though. So my next trip back will probably be 1 point for that, is 2 points put somewhere else, unless I can get to 6. And I see we are dominating. I think this is going to be one of those games. And no, I would take that back. The worst thing is not the way to respawn. The worst thing in this game is the rapidness that people like, the absolute amazingly high speed that everyone is ready to just go ahead and quit. Throwing that towel. And I've had games where we literally, players wanted to quit. Can I get in here and help them? I wish I'd have known that. To get him enough to slow him down, and that is. check this out. Looks like we've been doing a pretty good job of it. Are they actually making it 2 out towers? I don't think anyone's over there. My ward is still up, which is another beautiful thing about selecting that first ward I get. It allows me to keep eyes on the lane while I'm not there and not have to wait until tower is under attack or have to overly focus on the movement of the minions, which is still a good idea. It's always good to keep your eyes on where the minions are so that we can have a general idea of that lane being pushed. But at least this way I know when I get there who I'm running into. And that guy picked a very bad fight to jump into. I'm going to try to go ahead and give him a hand. He is in the jungle, and I don't know how useful I will be on that fight. I don't think they're at. Not my kind of fight, not head on. Kill on Twin Blast, and that little bit of help saved our Greystone actually. He's saying sorry about that, but I don't know why he's apologizing. Yeah, he died, which it sucks for him, but I don't know. Cancel that before you get that doing any damage to me and get right back to these minions. And so far, my goal is just pretty much to just help my team win. I'm not going to be a primary fighter. I'm not a Kai. Let's see what we got coming here. Who's he jumping on? Yeah, I go ahead and level 12 and I want to say that it is. Is it my death sentence I can make stronger? No, it's going to be my crippling dagger. All right, I'll get ready to hit that one off completely empty. So good job to whoever did that. Now I have 9 unspent power. Should probably go and cash in, but I'm gonna go ahead and see how our jungle minions are looking. Try to get a couple of easy points out of here before I do go cash in. Now the advantage to going and cashing in first hand is that your next kill will be faster if you do proc into more damage or build into more damage. But I mean, while these minions are here and my teammates have them relatively occupied, I can see left lane needs help. Pretty much pushing this game at a steady pace, and I don't see this lasting much longer than the 30-35 minute mark. And I am currently 5-1, and our whole team is doing pretty good. I see Twin Blast is 4-5, but when you play with Twin Blast, and I'm a person who tends to do it a lot, you get arrogant, you overreach, you do a little bit outside of what your power allows you to do. And this is going to be my first build with Kallari where I have not tried any critical, so I'm just looking to see how high I can actually stack the damage too. So after this kill, go back, and let's test out where that lands me. Now I see, good Jesus, our Chimera is at 45 total power, and they have one person on their team, their Kallari, that's sitting at 30. I have their Kallari beat out by 3. Let's see if we send us the Pierce, ignore some more Greystones. And let's this one. I don't. Now what I did do with this build, and I'm kind of regretting now, is I added no more attack speed. So their attack speed is pretty much going to be what I'm stuck with outside of me just adding that wind carver blade and then completing the wind carver. So I'm going to see a rough boost of 13.5 to attack speed, which is, that guy is so dead over there.
Annihilation.
Ability on cooldown. Crap.
An enemy has been slain.
Got that crippling dagger throw right on the money. Slow him down enough for our Greystone to get to him, and we should be able to do plenty of damage to him by the time he gets to wherever the hell he thinks he's going. And now that the minions are paying me any mind, I can go back stacking a little bit of health. As well as hard power. And that was a good little bout to get some extra card power going. And I see they are already pushing to the inhibitor. I would not join on that inhibitor unless I see a teammate in need. What am I at now? 6-1, alright. So far, not an overall bad game. Let's see what we have. There's someone on their team that is doing too much, and that would be this guy here. Holy shit, I just jumped inside of an inhibitor tower, and I have to get out now. And I'm gonna go right back after their Kallari for that one. Good Jesus, I missed them both, and my twin blast is probably dead because of it. Come on. I'm gonna try to see if I can get him out. Come on, twin. Get out of here. And just like that, my stealth out stopped their Kallari from wanting to come because their Kallari knows, just like I know, I can see her, she can see me. And there goes my second upgrade into... That one was... Which one was it? God, I really wish I could see that right about now. Let's hold this down and see. Alright, Death Sentence is max. Crippling Dagger is all I have left to max out. And so what I'm gonna do is cancel this invisibility. And go out and check and see what we have in the jungle, which is card power, which we desperately need. Well, not so desperately because we're clearly winning the fights, but don't want to slack off and let them start catching up to us because I got lazy on harvesters. Okay. And I see we have a couple of buffs up there, so I'm going to go ahead and try to... 155 per hit is what I'm hitting. I'm not exactly sure what I was hitting on that Greystone, but I'm pretty sure it was still like decent, at least in the 90s, and that's counting. Good Jesus, this guy is stacking 300 health. What is he doing with his build? Okay, he doesn't have nearly as much armor as I thought, so I'm pretty much ignoring most of it. But Greystone has, I don't know if you play with Greystone, you would know, but for the guys that haven't played with Greystone, one of his passives, his circle, is a passive just like Chimera has a passive. Well, his passive is, he gets a little bit extra armor. So no matter what, he has physical damage reduction. Alright, I'm at level 14, 36 power. Let's see, we should have more here. I have 6 unspent. I'm going to try to go ahead and get a little bit more going. And I can pretty much jungle infinitely. And so far I'm liking this lifesteal build, and I may not actually need the health potion anymore. So that is a beautiful thing for me. Okay, let's go check the other side. I may not need the health potion because of the rate which I'm getting back lifesteal is, and that's only a 10% lifesteal, but 10% of 155 is 15 health per hit, which isn't bad at all. Now I know that enemy players are doling out a lot more. They're dealing way more damage than that. So I'm gonna up it from there to at least see if I get to my 30. That way per hit I'm getting back roughly 45, 50 health, which is a sizable difference from the 15 which I currently am. Alright, now let's go ahead and do this. And that's not even accounting for the fact that I'm planning on going a lot further into damage. So hopefully I can start hitting in the 250s or even the 300s, and 30% of that is a chunk. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead finish this one out, get that extra life steal. This one. And next I'm gonna get my Blade of Agora going. Next after that will be my Thirst Fang, which has that one extra major strike on it. This one here is 2 major strikes and a minor. I should see my basic damage somewhere in the 200s on the damage stat. Now that's not going to calculate perfectly over to what I'm hitting, because right now I'm hitting 177, whereas my damage is only in the 130. So you can pretty well figure I'm going to be hitting constant 240s, not with that much speed, but the fact that they're always 240s, I'm ignoring the armor and I'm getting back life. Tying that in with the fact that Kallari is really good at getting in and out of a fight, I can keep myself alive indefinitely if I play it smartly. So I'm not going to go for that buff, which would be pretty awesome. Actually, I will go for that buff because I see they're trying to take an inhibitor, and that would help a lot. Just being able to get that damage over time effect. For the people that don't know, that's what the black buff does. The black buff gives damage over time to structures and inhibitors of structures. And once you take out an enemy's inhibitor, you're pretty well set. Now you're putting them in a position where you can focus less on that lane and they have to focus more on it, because your minions are going to walk through their minions. I mean, those super minions have tons of health compared to the regular ones. Let's see what I have here. That's the level 1. I'm going to let that guy grow. And what I want to do now is get over here to this harvester like I was planning on doing in the first place. I can see we're working at it. Now that's a bad sign. He was our top dog, but our Twin Blast is still alive over here. And I'm going to try to see if I can keep it that way, because there's chances are when you see low health, people overreach. I missed that dagger throw, would have been my kill, but still kept our Twin Blast going, and that's what matters. You really want to treat Kallari not so much as a fighter, but as a support character. She's there to support her teammates. I can't believe that Kallari did not target the Twin Blast, because that would have been an easy kill unless they had absolutely no damage effect. Now I'm going to go ahead and cap all of these. Power grows? Yes, it does. Okay. I'm hitting 178, which is not bad at all. And you factor in the amount of health I'm getting back per hit. Alright, now I'm at level 15, and Crippling Dagger can be leveled up. Maxed out all of those, but they're still nowhere near finished, because it's how far from the tower are they? Oh, did he just come here to really take all of them? Oh, that sucks. Alright, let me get the hell out of here before the Murdoch gets wise. This going, I was saying 175, and I can't wait to see what the hits are looking like. I'm gonna get somewhere in the 200s, which is indeed pretty decent, but I'm planning on putting more than that at this point. So now my total build is 175 physical damage, 130 on attack speed, 144 physical penetration. Life steal at 20 physical armor is, you might as well ignore it. Okay, so let's see what we have going on that team at this point. Still 300 health. I don't think this tempered plate. Okay, He has 88 physical armor going on that physical. So I'm pretty much ignoring all of their Greystone's physical armor. I'm gonna go ahead and send this points to the team. You gotta do it for the team, man. Easy 330. Alright, solid 210. 210, 211. Not bad at all. Kallari obviously must have picked a range fight or a too far of a distance for her reach fight with Twin Blast, and for a person who plays Twin Blast a lot, let me tell you that is a terrible idea. If you cannot get right on Twin Blast, there is no point whatsoever in even initiating that fight unless you can get to him and have armor like Grace. Oh, he is. Make him use that ultimate. Come on, invisibility, come back. Where's that bastard? Not overstep that one. Another part about playing with Kallari is knowing when you cannot win that fight. She is once again not a Chimera, not a Sevarog, not even a Twin Blast. Her play style is dainty. You have to treat her as a delicate object. Treat her like a lady, man. You have to treat her like a lady. But yeah, definitely don't be afraid to get out of a fight, especially when you're outnumbered. She is a support character at its finest. She is good. She has instant teleport and get around the map, get in and save that teammate last second if you can. If you can actually make it there in time and do enough damage to basically, you may not even get the kill, but at least you come in and do enough damage to make the enemy players think twice about it. Then you stealth back out again so that they can't figure out where you are. And it is a lot easier to prove this point when the enemy team does not have their own Kallari doing her own stealth. And doing those own instant teleports. So you have a Kallari and a Murdoch on the team. There's not very many flicks you can. I'm at 54. Nah, Greystone is putting me to work, man. Epic, I am currently 7-1. Only died one time this game. Our Greystone is 12-1, completely dwarfing my efforts. But hey, man, I'm doing what you have to do with Kallari. She's not gonna be that big power player like Greystone. They have got to want to quit by this point. There's no way they're still cool with taking a beating like this. I'm gonna try to see. Oh my God, they're gonna quit. You gotta slow down, Greystone. I'm not gonna get to finish out this build and start really pushing the kills I want. Now that added little bit of attack speed is nice. It is definitely noticeable compared to what it was beforehand. That should be enough in there to put me over, I hope. Are we working the core already, man? Why am I not over there? That's where I want to be. Oh my god, look where I teleported. Bad Kallari teleport. This game is over with, and I ended it on a shitty note. Overreached. And even more life steal. So I'm looking at a potential of 27 life steal plus an additional 7. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the 30s on life steal when I'm done. And hitting constant 200, so great tip for the player. I want to say the guy's name was Vincent on my YouTube channel. Big shout out to him. He gave me an idea to just ignore critical because critical on Kallari is not all it's cracked up to be, and I am constantly hitting higher than what my constant was then, so I'm pretty sure that the figures even out to me doing more damage in total. Let's see. This guy never, like, he didn't really finish anything. He got energy armor, he got physical armor, he got, I don't understand his build. Health. He added no damage. He was just there to eat hits, and that's pretty much what he did. Yeah, he got 3 kills, but eating hits is not fun gameplay. I mean, unless he really went the tank route. So that's gonna be the end of that video for this Kallari build. Really wish I could have pushed out more kills than a 7 and 2 would have been 71 without that horrible teleport trying to get over there to get some of the last hits on the enemy core. But I feel that was a pretty decent game for my first run with Kallari. Why am I doing this? Go give it all 5s. I'm a happy person who won. Give it 5s when you win. Give it nothing. Give it 1s when you lose because you're sour and you're bitter about life. Deal 20,000 points of damage to enemy straight. Oh, that'd have been good. See, I hadn't even looked at my weeklies. I literally just hopped right in. So that's my Kallari build, guys. Actually, I got a chest unlocked. I guess I can go ahead and throw that one in this too. See what I got. And I have been really trying to get penetration cards that are not for just corruption. Who are you and what do you want? This message real fast, and yeah, let's get that box open. RNG has never been my friend. Oh, it wasn't card pack, unfortunately. Well, no card opening in this video. RNG is never my friend. It is never your friend unless you're that guy who's that lucky, and I'm never that guy. So, like always, GhostlyGhille, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to try out the build, feel free. And if you have more comments or questions, I will comment back to everyone who comments and request it. I will come back and answer any questions you guys have. If you want more details on the deck build, to try it for yourself, because honestly it was fun. It was more fun than my first build, having that bit of life steal going. Even though she's still super squishy, don't ever think she's a tank. She cannot go toe to toe with everyone. It was fun. It was definitely a fun gameplay. So good talking to you guys. Appreciate anyone who watches it, everyone who watches it. Have a good day. Are you serious? It's not working. Cancel the... Yay.